Welcome back to the Self-Centered Leo Shit podcast. I'm your host, Wish Bang, and this is episode 17. Understand, these are just my thoughts and my views. This is just how I feel. It is okay to agree to disagree. Take it with a grain of salt. You do not have to hang on my every word. We all here for a good time, not a long time. So sit back and enjoy. Okay, before we get into today's episode, I want to take a moment to say rest in peace to Malcolm-Jamal Warner. Many of us knew him and loved him as Theo Huxtable on The Cosby Show. And he was just the iconic, relatable big brother figure. He made us laugh, he challenged the norms, and he just showed us what it looked like to grow up on the screen. Beyond that, Malcolm was a talented actor, director, poet, and musician who carried Black storytelling with grace and purpose. He was also a fellow Leo. His birthday was coming up August 18th. Just bold, thoughtful, always evolving. All his interviews, he was always shedding light, always pushing positivity, always just being that good person, and it's heartbreaking to know he was on a family vacation in Costa Rica and he passed away by drowning. And I am an excellent swimmer, right? But I am terrified of the water just because I know water and fire always win. And so when it comes to the water, I'm very skeptical. Like, my children probably think I'm crazy. Like, I am so particular about being in the water because you're so helpless and you're defenseless to the power of the current. And those tides are just not forgiving. And so it's just, my heart breaks to know that he drowned. And that's just such a traumatic way to go. And I could just only imagine how afraid he was in that moment and how hard it was for his family in that moment. My God, don't get me to crying. But, this just hurts because so many of us, loved him more than just as a character. When he was on Malcolm and Eddie, that was a funny show. So it's just like he's had so many different roles since then. He was in that movie. He played one of the bad guys in is it Fool's Gold with Matthew McConaughey and Kate Hudson, and Kevin Hart was supposed to be the bad guy on the island, and he just leaned into that character. It's just so many things that just pop into my mind when I think of Malcolm-Jamal Warner, and it's crazy because he looks exactly like my dad. Like, he could be my dad's twin brother. It's crazy. But yeah, so it's just I'm trying to not to cry while saying this because it's just that's how emotional I am about the situation, because it's sad. And so I just want to send love, light, and healing to his family, his fans, and anyone who's feeling this loss. Rest in peace, Malcolm-Jamal Warner. Your light lives on. I would also like us to just take a moment of silence to reflect, honor, and remember. This pause is going to allow us to acknowledge what words alone cannot express and to hold a space for respect and healing and gratitude in our hearts. Whew, I needed a little intermission. Had to get myself back together. That was rough. Okay, so in the past few days, the drama has turned up a notch with Trump. He went on Twitter to celebrate the end of Stephen Colbert's show, and Colbert didn't waste time hitting back. Cool as ever, simple. Go fuck yourself. Short, sweet, and straight to the point. And honestly, he couldn't have given a better response, because sometimes it's just that simple. And I have no doubt he will still be successful once the show is completely done, and he will move on to bigger and better things, as is everyone who has moved on from certain network television shows. So congratulations to Stephen Colbert for getting his freedom so he can go live life the way he really wants to. And as we move on to the excitement of the weekend, or it was really the excitement of the week and in music, This year, Reggae Sumfest was anything but calm. On stage, Massacre made a bold return, claiming that he is the baddest in dancehall, and he was throwing subtle shots at his rivals. Some of them were probably aimed at Alkaline and Adonia. No names were dropped officially, but the energy, it was there. Heard there was some things going on backstage. There was a scuffle between camps, artists Intense and Joshi over performance order. They didn't hold back. They got on stage, called each other names. You know the excitement, how it go. And then if that wasn't enough, there was a stampede because a fence collapsed. It was just chaos, total chaos. I haven't heard anybody say anything enjoyable about Sumfest this year. They better hope they can have a Sumfest next year. Okay? And so Bounty Killer was complaining that it was unprofessional. Tanya Stevens said she is done with Sumfest because they treated her and her team bad. And although the performances that I did catch were good, I'm hearing there was so much tension that night that, child, we're going to have to pray that there's a Sumfest 2026. All right, now that we got all the entertainment out of the way, let's get a little bit deeper. Because this next part, this is for the thinkers, the builders, the leaders, the ones in the room who aren't just watching the world change, but feel compelled to shape it. Welcome to a new segment I'm calling The Culture of Clarity. I want to talk about executive communication strategy because it is real, it's very relevant, and it's reshaping the global order right in front of our eyes. Because change is coming. Oh, yes, it will. The world is not just shifting politically or economically, it's shifting narratively. That means the people who know how to communicate with intention, those are the ones leading the shift, and the billionaires. And I'm not just talking about presidents or CEOs. I'm talking about movement leaders, community builders, creatives with platforms, people like us, people like you, people like me who hold a mic, a message, or even just a moment of influence. Words matter. Your tone shapes culture, and your clarity shapes futures. That's what the culture of clarity is all about. Cutting through the noise, speaking with purpose, creating understanding when confusion has been used as a weapon. We see that every single day, how they've weaponized stupidity. So if you're ready to step into the next level, I'm not just talking about change, but leading, you're in the right place. All right. The culture of clarity is where we don't just take information in, we process it. We challenge it and we figure out exactly where we stand in the middle of all of it, because that's the tricky part about the narrative is as it changes economically, politically, we're getting like just bits and pieces of how it's going to affect us day to day as everyday people. So it's kind of important to kind of dive into what's being said and do some background research to find out what are they leading with this information? What are you talking about? Where are they going with this? Let me collect some more data. Okay? So we look around us right now, politically, economically, socially. The world is literally shifting. And it's a battle over who owns the narrative, who can tell people what to do and it gets done. Who decides what the new world's going to look like after this very, 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 very aggressive and hard reset? Who's going to sit at the table? Who's going to get to push the margins? Who's going to do what they want to do? And who's going to follow the lead, right? Executive communication is very vital here. It's literally about like being a movement leader and using your influence for something good. Because even though we're making statements, we're not really just making statements. We're shaping how the world understands itself. And we're pulling information from places that people probably aren't even checking for. And we're bringing it to a forefront. So we have to be very intentional in the messages that we deliver and how we deliver them. So now you're thinking, what the hell does this have to do with me? And let me tell you what it has to do with you. Because whether you're a leader or leading a team, you're running your own business or businesses, you're working in government, or you're trying to just stay aware politically, your communication style either keeps the status quo alive or flips the script completely. From this point, every email, every campaign, every press release, every post is your contribution to shaping the story. So what you say is going to matter. How you live matters. The information you spread matters. So you're going to have to be more conscious of your contribution to society because we're in a hard reset. And in this hard reset, anything can happen that can change a positive to a negative or a negative to a positive. I'll never forget when Facebook first came out. I wasn't really using it like that. I just had a baby. I was home and it finally became public because before it was only open to college students. And I got on and I would get on, but I wouldn't really do much. I would look around, see what's going on, and I would get messages, but it would be days before I checked them or I wasn't responding. And one time my sister's best friend was like, "Hey girl, you need to nurture your timeline. Like, you have messages on here that are sitting with no replies. You need to get back to people." Like, and I thought she was crazy because I'm like, "Girl, what you mean? Like, whoever is messaging me on here, I mean, if you really need me, call me on the phone." But it clicked in my mind. It's just like, you know what? We are memorializing ourselves on these platforms. And every video, every post, everything we share is our online presence. And we really have to be mindful of the messages that we're sending and the information that we're putting out there because this can cause such a damaging effect of misinformation and negativity being spread. And it's just dangerous. So be mindful, fact check the things that you're sharing, and fact check the things that you're saying. Because a lot of the times it's just the stupid shit that y'all say that be fucking shit up. Okay? If you do nothing else, please try to speak from a place of fact. If something's your opinion, just simply state, "That's my opinion." It's the simplest way to build credibility and grow a following of people who trust you as a reliable source. That's it. I've had to unfollow some of the pages that I've been following because their information is just not reliable or it wasn't being reported with integrity, clarity, or accuracy. And this is where the culture of clarity really matters. We can't keep speaking in code. No more jargon, no more buzzwords that sound deep but don't actually say anything. We need real talk, plain truth, bold messaging, and layered storytelling that connects what's happening globally to what we're feeling and facing every day. Because if you're a leader, whether you're building something, managing people, or influencing culture, your job isn't just to move fast or make decisions. It's to communicate those moves in a way that the people you serve, the people who are around you, the people who look to you can actually understand why it's happening, how it's happening, and what role they play in all of it. Confusion is a tool. We know this. If people don't understand, they cannot push back. If they don't see clearly, they'll follow whatever voice is the loudest, not the one with the most wisdom. But clarity is power. It helps us align, strategize, and actually move together. Now picture this. What would the world look like if Black leaders, Indigenous leaders, voices from the global South, youth organizers had the mic and the messaging? Not just getting mentioned here and there, but leading the global narrative. That's what we're building. That's the shift that we're pushing towards. I'm telling you right now, communication, when it's intentional and clear, is one of the strongest tools we've got to make the shift real. So whether you're building a brand, leading a movement, or just working on being more intentional with how you speak, remember and understand this. Your words shape rooms. Your tone shapes culture. And your clarity shapes futures. And I'm off my soapbox for today. This is episode 17. But this conversation will continue to happen because we have to stay vigilant in spreading the correct information and making sure that people are learning along the way. So if you have any questions or if you have anything you want me to talk about, you can DM me on Instagram at self-centered Leo shit, or hit me up on TikTok at the self-centered Leo, and let's talk about what clarity really looks like in your world. As always, thank you so much for your support. Thank you so much for listening. To all of you who share, who comment, who like, I truly appreciate you because this is a new journey for me. This is something that I'm hoping to be able to pursue full time one day. But as I'm building now, I just appreciate the people who are following me slowly but steadily as I try to grow this platform, because my intention is only to bring you information that can be used in your life, information that's going to elevate you, information that's going to put you in a better headspace, better mind space, and just lighten your mood, because with all the chaos in the world, we still need that grounding. We still need that nurturing. We still need that moment of pause where we can reflect and just calm our spirit. And so I'm hoping that my platform is not only informative, but it is a place where you feel welcomed and you feel as if you got something from me every episode, whether it's a joke, whether it's information, whether it's inspiration or motivation, whatever it is. I am hoping that I provide that on my platform. And I know that this is what I'm supposed to be doing. I've always been this type of person, sharing information, because I don't gatekeep. If I can put you on, I will put you on, because it's enough out here for everyone. So again, thank you. Please subscribe, like, share, tell a friend to tell a friend, because we are building. We are trying to get to where we need to be. And yeah, so thank you so much. Until next time.